Welcome to Shattered Ships, brought to you by Fandom Encounters. This is your DM Matt, guiding you on your pirate adventure through the seas of Corsair. Join our party, the Human Fey Wanderer Ranger Tesha Gwyn, played by Bobby, the Sea Elf Pirate Kensei Monk Trigger, played by Seth, and the Owlin Swords Bard, played by Alan, as they do their best to navigate this new world and find their place in it. In Corsair, where piracy is freedom, and freedom is dangerous.
Like how Vanjie in a jacket made of bobby pins attacked the fellow queens, our party last time was attacked by a Queen of the Blade, Urumi, having finally learned the name of the Wing of Shadow. Offering them a bit of a threat, a bit of a deal, the party was able to, with some very creative problem solving, deal with both the Wing of Shadow as well as a family of druids that lived in the northern areas of Cursed Cove. And for those of you that can see the screen, we have a new map of Cursed Cove now to help clarify some things here. The actions of last episode taking place in this northern area where we left our party, very near outside the Sword Temple, where two of them have joined the path, having dealt with Urumi, the Walker of the Path, the Wing of Shadow, and gained a mirror shard, one that Urumi seemed to have, confirmed by the vision that you saw in the lucky card when you assisted Doubt, who apparently is at odds with the druids that you just saved. But that is where we pick up with our party. In the woods, daytime, able to venture back to the Druid Coven, able to go south into the city proper without having to worry about the guards, as nighttime has not yet set in. It's likely noon to afternoon-ish. As you guys have claimed this mirror, our party has also leveled up to level 5. Europa, their NPC assist, is a level 3 druid now, and is still with the party at this moment, even though she isn't in the art right here.
And do I understand we leveled up, but we still do have to theoretically go and place the shards? And
yes.
Okay, cool.
Mechanically, you are all level 5. But that shard need to be placed into Violette's mirror. So, having claimed this mirror shard, where is the party headed? What is racing through their minds? Their priorities? What direction are they being pulled in?
What the next thing we do is so important.
I just feel like we can't go to anybody. Literally everybody seems like it's... Why does everybody suck?
I mean...
And that's just like a general life question, you know? Like, why does everybody suck? It's like a philosophy kind of thing. Okay. So people that we need to talk to. Kettle. Yeah. But maybe not. Gilda. But probably shouldn't. Doubt. Mm-hmm. But I really don't think so. What? My tiny head hurts.
Okay.
I think we should. No.
I don't care what we do. The most important thing is that we maintain working relationships with all of them. Because the answer is whoever gets off the island, that's who we're most loyal to. Right? Whoever gets us out of here.
Yeah, but this almost feels... I don't know. If I'm gonna get, the Cyclops and his men here to take over this island and stuff, I feel like I should probably try and straighten the shit out of it first, And there's like so much
that
shit
what-
to straighten.
That's what your goal is?
What do you mean you're trying to get them here?
Well, that was when you guys met me. Cyclops he sent me as his messenger. That's why I had. Do you remember when I had the eye and I was like, "Behold, I have an eye." And
But that was like when you got here. How do you feel now?
Yeah. Oh, no, I'm still part of the crew. I mean, I'm part of your crew too, but it's like kind of like a sub crew. It's like a slightly adjacent crew. I'm two crewing it right now, which I know is not a good look. I know that's not a good look, but like,
I mean, well, look at your arm, kid. I mean, if you're, so let's call it your kind of like points to Trigger's arm. Let's say you're like pledging for Cyclops, but I mean, you could be a real member of this crew.
what are you talking about? This isn't a pledge. This one is a real. This is a real Cyclops tattoo. It doesn't even matter. All I'm saying is, this isn't about the Cyclops, and it's not even about me, but it's about these people, and a lot of their lives are kind of terrible, and I know we probably shouldn't want to help a lot of them, but we just put, like, a grandmother tree to sleep for a very long time unless we can try and save her. I know I'm kind of new to trees, but I think they're really bitching.
Okay, question. Did we know that Europa knows pirate stuff?
She has like general knowledge. Like as a navigator, she sailed her way here. So it's like most of the world kind of knows, because we pointed out to a few people here in town. Members of pirate crews are often like tattooed. Like Scorch has had tattoos. Stila and Weedy, the Dragonborns, have tattoos. Naomi, who runs the salon, had a tattoo.
All right.
All right. We got to pin that. I think of the Cyclops thing, because I think that's a lot for me right now. Yeah,
that's not the point. That's not the point.
Yeah, and I think I'm actually on the opposite stance of you.
You want to leave all these people to just kind of like suffer and die?
I think if we can get out, we should bring as many people as possible.
Yeah, like our new crew.
Correct, for sure. And I think, for sure, with the loyalty of like the house, right? Everyone in the house, and us four, like, are my main priorities. Like, I don't want to leave here without you all. I don't think that is a good idea for me. I don't think I will be safe in the world without you all, just in general, just like leaving here. So I know I've been extremely focused on my own survival, let's say, at times. But I want you to know I am with you all, which is why I'm saying the next thing. I don't really care who's lying to who here. To an extent, I don't want to help evil people gain power, right? Obviously, right? But it's more important to me that we don't walk up to Greta and we're like, "You've been lying." You know what I mean? That doesn't help anyone.
Who's Greta?
Does that make sense? Greta?
Gilda?
Did I say Greta?
You said Greta.
You said Greta.
Who's Greta?
Who the? Okay.
Who do you know?
Maybe Doubt's T got in there somehow.
Yeah.
I think,
But I'm also going to say this. I feel like the answer of getting off this island, it lives in those lies.
right.
Which is why I think the more that we find out, we will help people, but we'll help ourselves.
Okay. And then I'm back on board.
What I think is true is that these lies that Gilda is saying are helpful. And I don't think that Veritas, I don't think dismantling these lies is going to help anybody. I think that's just going to cause turmoil and fuck everybody over. I think I'm not saying that we needed to dismantle Veritas, but
Wait,
I'm
you think
worried
Veritas is the one who's spreading the lies?
no, I think Gilda's the one that's spreading the lies.
Right. What if
And I think
Veritas is like
Veritas-
super chill?
I don't
want
think the people we have
to
seen
meet
are very
them.
chill.
Like, I know that they're not all going to be in one room, but I know I said this a while ago. I want to meet like a group of them. I don't know how to.
And that's why you want to talk to. And that's why you want to talk to Kettle.
Well, Kettle could be the end, but we don't want to expose Kettle in a way where Kettle doesn't trust us.
Oh, yeah. I was like gonna say I don't want to expose Kettle in a way that Kettle dies, mostly because we've sworn to her mom that we keep them all alive.
Of course, and we will.
I mean, we know where their hideout is.
What? No, we do.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, the druids, the dryad. Yeah, they told us. They were like, dryads, thank you. Yeah, they were like, oh yeah, all the blue scoff people hang out over there, and it's where the labyrinth is.
Oh. Right.
Okay.
I'm also going to say my predilection towards doubt is very tenuous now. I don't really trust doubt anymore, as I did at the beginning of this day.
But some of Doubt's visions have kind of come to pass a little bit, kind of, sort of. And that could have been part of it too. Maybe it's like one of those things where it's like, okay, so I used to, on the ship, they used to talk about this story and it'd be like, oh, that's so Seagull. And it'd be like, the Seagull would always like look back and it would see things that would happen in the past, in like the future and whatnot. And like the Seagull would be like, I'm going to come over and I'm going to steal this potato out of your hand because I'm going to try and stop the future from happening. But really by doing that, the Seagull actually made the future happen, like every single story. What if that's what's happening? What if we're Seagull Simone?
Simone?
Yeah, that was the last name of the seagull. I don't know why.
Interesting theory. Is this just a ploy to get us away from the labyrinth?
No, I don't. I've never been. How dare you? I've never been so offended in my today. Because
I'll support you through it. And Kachi will. And Eureka will. And I also think you got really unlucky last time. I don't think it was supposed to be that bad, Sugar. I don't think it could be worse.
Gwen, there's I think it is worse because of the vision. I think that whatever happened in the vision made something real. And that scares me a little bit. But I'm a really cool pirate, so I'm not really scared at all. So there's that. Yeah, listen, we can talk about it and maybe we can, but one, I don't think we could do it alone. I think we need more help than just Europa, sorry. I also don't want Eureka here. Please don't bring Eureka here.
Europa O'Hara.
It cannot stand.
No!
I think that it's probably best to try and know a little bit about what's happening first by maybe talking to Kettle. And because I think we can trust Kettle a little bit, at least more than some of the other people that we can't really trust. But two, there is almost only one person or two people or like three, I don't know, people that we know we can trust on this island. And one of them is located in a mirror that we can fulfill. What if we talk about what we have to Violette? We turn this mirror shards in, figure out if any of the pieces kind of connect, and then we take it from there. But I'd rather do that first, just like a personal thing. Not that my vote's very high because I'm only a second mate.
Well, there's only one vote. Kachi, what does that sound like for you? I like
I don't hate that. I don't hate that idea. That's what I mean. I was going to suggest that we go back to the house first and just like collect ourselves.
Yeah, I'm really hungry. I want
It's
food.
noon.
Yeah,
And
that's when
our
people eat.
next 3. I just want to kind of always have a 1, 2, 3. So we're gonna mirror, kettle, labyrinth is our overall plan.
Yeah.
Our question for the group: are we ignoring the children? Which is cool with me because kids suck.
Children.
Kids suck. Like I don't have a problem with that. I think children are annoying as fuck.
The Cursebreaker mission
The
that was
orphan
offered
children.
alongside the when you guys went with Hemlock was the orphanage, the issues at the orphanage, and there was a medic in need of supplies.
Oh,
Like I don't like normal kids, but orphan kids are even worse. So like I don't really.
worse like down or worse better?
No, we're like they suck. Like orphans suck.
No.
So like I'm fine to not.
To not save the orphan.
With the bold.
Yeah, I just like they had their chance and they blew it. So
They had their
I don't-
chance.
I don't remember why, but I think I was intrigued by the medic supply quest.
probably
I feel
because
like
you're very prone to dying. You probably wanted some.
I don't remember what the reward was, but I remember thinking maybe that'd be good for me.
Well, we could always.
But again,
Oh, and also, let's face it. I think we're probably gonna find something out, even if we wait like a day. It's ultimately like that was Gilda's plan to kill, and I say kill with my little webbed fingers over here in like these quotation marks, of which I don't know what they mean because I can't read. But I think Gilda was the one who wanted the Druids Coven dead anyways. There might be some things that happen in the next couple of days because they think that they're gone. And that could be some good leads.
that's true. We should honestly maybe mirror and then do the low key missions so that it looks like we are just busy.
Yeah, but I still think we should talk to Kettle.
I agree.
All right.
Mirror,
Noon.
food.
We're going. Yeah, we'll
Nice.
do the mirror.
Yeah,
But
you guys
then
travel.
we'll
travel
do.
south, heading towards the House of Violets, heading through sort of the main area of town, in the sort of towards this southern area of Cursed Cove. Is there anything you guys are looking out for along the way besides food, of course, Trigger?
I don't know if there's any orphans. I probably want to like give them a dirty look. It's like
Interesting.
You see a little kobold kind of like tossing a ball against a wall by themselves, unsure. Give me a perception or an insight check, Trigger.
yeah, absolutely. Let me look at this freak.
Weird thing is my internet slow or anything? I'm just like having a issue with my computer at the moment.
You don't seem
Like
laggy or anything.
lagging. No. Okay. Cool.
Seemed good. That was very bad for me. So that's only an 8.
Unsure. Not quite sure if she's an orphan or not, but she is just playing by herself in an alley.
Hey, you give off the kind of vibes that say you don't have parents. Is that true?
I got parents.
Oh, good on you.
Cool.
If you see any orphans, tell them they suck.
Okay. Why?
Because I'm older than you,
How old
and
are
I keep
you?
going.
How old are you? How old are you? Wait, what? Who are you?
How old are you?
The eternal question. We've just created a villain origin story.
I don't Trigger. Aren't you an orphan?
What?
Okay. I
Not
was
to
gonna
be
ask
like,
that.
maybe your parents were on the ship with you, but
No. Orphans are
aren't
people
you-
whose parents died. That's stupid. I never had parents, so it's different.
how
I'm
did
not an
you-
orphan, I'm a
how were
pirate.
you born?
What?
How are you born though?
I don't.
Are you going to explain this question to him if he doesn't understand how
The three adults begin to make eye contact with each other. You're up and just like,
I'm confused about the question.
Gwen, you set this one up.
Yeah.
No, I
Honestly,
just
Gwen,
didn't know-
your game.
No, I just don't know what happened to your parents.
Well,
Everyone has parents.
really? Everybody?
I mean, unless you were created in a lab, which is not out of the realm of possibilities for you.
No, I think I was kind of like born of the sea, you know? That's why the captain really took me under his wing. He recognized that I was just like of the water, you know? Do you ever notice how good I can swim?
I actually have. I think I noticed just about how fast you are every moment that you move.
Yeah, I'm really fast, but mostly that comes because like water was the thing that like, because I know that like people can be born mostly from like penises going in places, but like, and that's like, but I don't really know what fucked the ocean to get me to be born.
Well,
You know?
that much, I guess. Does some of the work.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's a little bit, you know.
I'm on the pirate ship.
You have
It's-
talked a lot
When that
about people
foam
fucking.
just stays on the surface for too long.
Oh, sea foam? Yeah, that's just
Yeah.
ocean cum.
If that just like clumps together long enough, I think maybe that's how sea elves are formed.
That's where sea elves come from.
No. Well, now that you say it, I kind of feel gross.
Well,
I should probably take a bath.
it's better than your parents dying.
Yeah, no, I'm sure I don't have them. And if I do, I bet they're alive.
I'm
And if they're
sure my
not.
parents- I'm sure I don't have them, but I'm sure.
I'm sure I don't have them. If I do, I'm sure they're alive.
You know what, Triggs?
Sure.
I bet that's true. I bet if you had parents, they would be alive, but since you don't, you're good.
Yeah. Yeah.
Definitely not an orphan.
Makes me better in orphans, right?
Well, they'd want you to work really hard, and that's why.
Well, that's what the
Your life
captain
is-
does. But that's why the captain's kind of like my parent. He's like my mom and my dad.
Whoa. Oh,
Yeah,
hold
Kachi
on.
is like your mom and your dad.
Whoa, hold on.
Oh no, I didn't mean Kachi. Oh God, no, Kachi's like my younger brother. No, like,
Wait,
like,
what do you mean? Oh God, what do you mean younger?
Are you not? Are you not loyal to our captain?
No, totally.
Yeah.
But that's only because I respect like the hierarchy of command. I don't actually respect Kachi. Like, there's a difference. And there's a lot of silence that's coming
Well, I mean,
after that statement, which now makes me feel like
Maybe because people often have two parents. Kachi can be one, and the Cyclops can be the other.
okay. Kachi, do you want to be my mom?
It doesn't have to be a mom.
Okay, Kachi, do
Could
you want to
two
be?
dads.
Do you want to be my ferret? I don't know. Like what?
You're a ferret. You're
I like-
Yeah, the two genders,
Ah, yes, female and ferret.
mom and ferret.
Well, I don't really. I know families look all kind of different, but that's kind of what.
Most couples at
Everyone
Disney
can be
are
broken
mom
up
and
into two
ferret.
categories:
To be honest,
moms and ferrets.
Listen. That's what makes pirate crews so
Oh.
great. Is because it's
I
kind of like their own family.
My name's Kachi. My pronouns are ferret weasel. Thank you very much.
Weasel. No.
Coming from
Yeah.
an owl.
you can-
Trigger. You make a very tempting offer, but I think I'll stay as your captain for now, and not your little brother, nor your ferret.
Okay, as my captain, I respect you, but as my ferret, not so much.
The captain leads the party back to the House of Violets. Bastion, Wade almost like ethereally floats through the walls as you all approach to welcome you home. Lester chilling in the living room as you all walk through, book in hand, as you all make your way back into your home, away from wherever else you may call home, at the House of Violets. Even as you enter into as you're getting closer and closer, essentially, to the House of Violets, this mirror shard in your hands, you as if almost clutching it so as not to be pickpocketed again. You can almost feel it begin to hum slightly in your hand, like a tuning fork resonating with the magic of this house. indicating that it is ready to be returned to where it once began, or where it once lived, let's say.
Yeah, no, I'm holding on to it here until we get in the house, and then I'm like, okay, Trigger, here you go.
Oh, am I going first this time?
Oh yeah, I figured you'd want to do it.
Okay. Do you guys want to? Oh, you can watch. It's okay. I watched you guys do it last time.
Just go in.
Yeah. Europa, can you tell Bash that I'm really hungry? When I get back from my little vision quest, I'm definitely gonna need something.
Yeah, I'll give him a heads up. Is this the sort of like? Do you guys need to do this by yourselves? I wasn't here for this part last time.
Oh no, I'm not shy. You can watch while I do it.
I'm gonna say yes, it's not. But you know the subtext.
I don't know what subtext is. That's yeah, I probably do. I probably do. I run upstairs and I put the mail
takes
in.
off running. Europa finds Bastion, and Bastion's like, "Oh yes, of course. Lunch will be served shortly." Lester agrees to help as you all make your way upstairs into Violette's ritual chamber.
Also, guys, I've been thinking we probably need to say like thanks to Bass every now and then. Because we can't really pay him because he can't really hold on to like gold or nothing. But like he kind of feels like it feels kind of bad. Like I feel like he's like our slave or something.
I'm confused why you think. I'm confused why you mean we. You're the only one that commands him to do stuff.
Yeah, because I know he like wouldn't have a purpose in life otherwise. But like we should do something nice for him. We should like I don't know what ghosts like, but we should do whatever ghosts like.
They have pages from his spellbook, Veritas.
Oh, you're talking about
and
Lester.
They have his headband.
You're talking about Lester. I'm talking about Bass. What have you been drinking today?
Oh, I kind of made them one person in my head just now.
I know old people. I know old people are basically like not people, but they still are kind of people. Okay.
The Trigger's ranking list. Where do orphans fit alongside old people?
They're both pretty low.
Compared to old.
It's like it goes like little brother, old people, orphans.
What if we were the orphanless home?
You know what's worse than orphans? Old orphans.
Ugh.
When you get to be old and you don't have parents, you're the worst.
Trigger,
I'm gonna get a weapon for you called the oldest orphan.
Yeah. We do have a bunch of rooms. We could put up a bunch of orphans so you could have some siblings, Trigger.
Yeah, but then I pick them.
I'll think about it. I'm gonna put this mirror shard in now.
I don't trust kids because they can be spies for like candy.
Oh.
Not trust orphans.
You mean they could be spies for like candy? Like candy is evil and candy is like looking out.
I just think kids are so stupid they don't realize how important knowledge and information is. So you can be like, I'll buy you a snack if you spy on this family.
Oh, you mean like they would be a spy and they get candy for being a spy. I thought you're like, who's Candy?
Yeah. Like I used to be a busboy, but all I did was listen to conversations,
Yeah. Like we had this one pirate guy on the ship whose name I don't remember, but he had the weirdest lisp. Anyways, he always says that whenever he would dock on shore, he would go and meet somebody named Candy. I'm putting this mirror shard in. I know I've said it a couple times, but I'm really doing it for real now.
You keep getting so close and then turning around,
Actually.
Yes, you place the mirror shard into position as it does. What is slowly growing, the mirror on this wall begins to ripple, and a figure steps into position. This purple-skinned tiefling you have seen before. I will also say, as this mirror shard gets put into place, Violette steps in. Instead of having to stoop down to kind of look through the piece of the mirror that is still intact, she is kind of standing up straight, and you can see her a little more clearly. this like white, almost like trench coat that she wears, covers like a set of like simple like black like leather clothing, something that seems to be easy to clean, but the white coat is less easy to clean. As this doctor is here for you. All three of you here, go ahead and give me an insight check as she appears once more.
It's at 18.
19.
19. Okay. What was that, Gwen?
15.
15 and Trigger? Sorry.
18.
Oh, nice. Okay, so you all are able to kind of clock this as Violette kind of steps into the mirror shard, and she kind of like, almost like stretching, like as if almost like the space that she's in has gotten a little bigger. She's able to kind of stand up taller, stretch out a little bit. And she looks at like the three of you with a little bit of recollection, seeing the three of you. Then her eyes like dart over to Europa and kind of come back to the three of you. But she does her best not, almost like to save face. But you see that she knows who Europa is. Well.
Oh, Europa. Sorry, I forgot. We haven't introduced you yet. This is Violette. But judging by the fact that you were not candid whatsoever with that look, you totally know who that is.
Like almost like two like almost like gunslingers staring each other down. Like Europa has kind of just like crossed her arms across her chest, like set her jaw and kind of looking forward. And Violette looks probably more uncomfortable of the two. I suppose, yes, it has been some time, Europa. And Europa just kind of like shrugs and goes, yeah, at least I fucking lived.
Oh yeah, I forgot that the experiment. Oh
yeah, with like the chains and stuff. Yeah, it's actually, now that I think about it, it's kind of fucked up. Yeah.
Doctors, you guys' ticket out of here?
It's kind of weird. We try and, repair her a little bit, and sometimes she makes us go back and live through moments of our life that sucked.
okay, Europa. So Violette was grieving. It was a big process. Part of the house being cursed. It help free her spirit. She's doing better now. I'm sure she regrets a lot of what she did and might apologize.
Violette, almost like wringing her hands kind of in front of her. It was misguided, I suppose. I was being. There was this voice in my head telling me that I could fix things if I followed a directive of sorts, and that is what led me to you, Europa. I realized it failed. I did what I could to end it, and the only way to sort of finalize it was to end me as well.
The voice that you heard,
Yes.
was it like an actual voice or was it a thought?
I thought it was a voice coming from my own mind, but the more it asked me to do, and like Europa kind of just like chuckles, yeah, the more it asked you to fuck with people. Yes, it wanted me to embrace a form of magic that is damaging to others, let's say.
And you realize that people don't need to be
yes,
fixed.
Europa, you have my deepest condolences. I have nothing.
Nope, not an apology. You have my deepest.
I am very sorry for what I have done to you. What started as me being the doctor here in Corset Cove turned into something else. I offer my power to these three, to you. Memories that I have, the lessons I have learned. It's a way out. Violet had a similar hope that was in part given to her by you. And she met the same fate as me. Perhaps if we work together, this group will not meet that same fate.
See, Europa, even though she made some mistakes, she is helping us. And both of you are part of the crew now. We would love to all work together.
Well, it's not even we would love. We need to work together. We're stuck in a cursed cove. We need to get out of here.
Yeah. So if anybody else has anything else to apologize for, now would be a really good time to do that.
Trigger, I'm sorry that I talked to you like a child. You act like one, so I forget at times. But you're not, and I shouldn't criticize you. And I'm sorry I do that. So I hope you can forgive me.
The end kind of sounded like you're talking to a child again.
I just don't want your day to be ruined.
Oh, it's okay. Listen, I've ruined plenty of days, but that's just because I shot this one guy in the kneecap one time, and he was not going to be walking again. I'm sorry that I sometimes get angry and don't know how to say why I'm angry. Because in truth, I don't really know. It's just like I can't help it if I want to punch you in the face repeatedly sometimes, but I don't. And I think it's really important that we learn.
I forgive you. I don't need an apology. I just, but I'm glad that Europa and Violette are working through this.
Oh yeah.
We have Violette now. We can do this later. But I as long as you're not mad at me, I'm not mad at you.
Oh no. Kachi, you mad at anybody?
Kachi?
No, I'm great. Good job, buddy. And I tousled Trigger's hair.
Still a child thing. That's like a thing that you do with kids.
I didn't apologize. I'm not apologizing for shit.
You are my captain, and I respect
That's our captain.
Yeah. Doesn't apologize, takes no prisoners.
He never apologizes.
Captain Ferret. Oh, we love him.
I get thin. It's a thin line, Trigger.
It would be crazy because if we called you Captain Ferret, when people meet you, you are
be
not
so
what they're expecting.
Yeah. And we could be like the farriers, or like
the fairies.
The fairies?
But it's spelled like
it's spelled like in Infernal.
Like a boat. The fairy.
Oh yeah.
The fairies.
Sorry, I did a course in Infernal. That's the only thing I know.
The
fairies.
Ferreters.
The ferreters.
Nah, we'll workshop it. Hey, can you give us some of your awesome power now?
Damn.
Europa just mumbles something. It's like, if I want to live the worst part of my life, I just go back to the basement.
We can work it through later.
It's fine.
When we leave here, you can live in any basement you want to live in.
I don't.
Well, except some places don't actually have basements.
I was locked in your basement.
Yeah, I'm not gonna for a really unclear amount of time. It's true. It could have been like.
I think it was hundreds, and then it was 70.
Okay.
Because I did the math. That's much.
70 years.
Like
It feels like 70.
Yeah, time is weird. Like
I tried to scratch the days, but they all ran together.
Hey, underground, that'll happen.
How many hours are in a day?
Like
more than
Not
17.
enough.
Like 4
And
scratches.
too many.
I just got 3 different answers. That wasn't helpful at all. Okay, yeah.
As you converse, one by one, all of the candles in the room alight once more. The dark blood magic filling this room, as almost as if this spell once cast by Violette reaching out is awakened once more. Having this being the second time you are doing this, whoever would like to, give me Arcana checks, but with disadvantage, to comprehend sort of what is happening here.
Ooh.
Disadvantage, right?
Yes.
14.
What was it?
14.
Not bad.
16.
Okay.
9. This isn't my thing.
Not your thing. But for Kachi and for Gwen, this feels almost like the magic that's happening, the weird, like, element of it, like, the feel of the magic is vastly different from what you felt with Marilyn, but you feel almost like a similar, like, undertone, the similar flavor. There is something, like an element where it does feel somewhat divine in that way. Especially considering, like, the rarity of, like, clerics in this world. Violette was the Twilight Domain caretaker of Corsair. The magic is similar, but it feels tainted, different from the way that Marilyn cast this magic. But similarly far-reaching, and very similar to the way she connected you all with other caretakers. It seems that this magic is connecting you to something very far away. But like a fishing line being thrown into a dark lake, it does not appear to know its destination as of yet. As the 4 of you, with Europa, see flashes of your life reflected in this moment. Like last time, choosing in and following your fear in much the same way as doubt did. This magic, as you've understand more about Cursed Cove, as you've understood more about Corsair, and as you've understood more about yourselves, your own drives, and each other, it begins to take on this different feeling. You hear the voice of Violette, this very defined infernal accent coming through as she begins to speak, almost guiding you as if through a meditation. Close your eyes, as tricky as it can be and as interesting as this space you find yourself in can feel. And like even as like she says this, you find yourselves almost like everything becomes very not monochromatic, very desaturated and very contrasted. Like the blacks become inky blackness, the whites become blinding, as like a swirl of symbols kind of fills the area around you. And you lose all sense of direction, essentially. As she continues, you cannot navigate this place by any means that you understand. I tried to use magic to channel things that I understood, but only by letting go can you walk the witch's walk. To know how to guide yourself along these strings of Corsair, you must understand what drives you. And kind of like the whites begin to fall out until you're kind of just surrounded by this inky blackness. It feels fluid, it feels like it has a shape to it. And as she continues, yes, now focus, look within. You will need to find your bravery. That is what will help you overcome fear. Like a delicate balance. Fear protects you, and bravery can drive you further than you're prepared to go. Look ahead. Look behind. Your past, your present, your future, and find an anchor something physical, something tangible, a person, a place, a memory, an object. This will be a way for you to focus, to find your heading in the darkest of nights. This is where you find your bravery. And here is where I leave you to find your way back. And you feel alone. Each of you separated by who knows what in this magical space. Trigger, Kachi, and Gwyn offered up this challenge, this guided meditation by Violette, a chance to find something to inspire bravery within you. Let's have all three of you roll initiative for me.
Ooh. Really good. 23.
18.
7.
Okay, well that was perfect. Thanks for reading it off in order. So, Gwyn, your mind immediately racing, trying to assess what this challenge is, trying to understand the strengths, the weaknesses, if there's any loopholes, what they're actually asking for, how is this working, intellectualizing this, and you kind of get the sense that, yeah, probably in the same way that Violette once did, as this challenge is given to you. So Gwyn, looking back as Violette offers this challenge, is there something that becomes clear in Gwyn's mind? Something that does inspire bravery? A person that was brave? Something that he wants to protect? What is it that comes to mind in sort of Gwyn's liminal space?
I think the moment of bravery to Gwyn is in the days of Tesha, is in the game. I imagine it's like a huge fungus forest, and it's like this really hazardous terrain of spores and puddles and stuff, and it was like a free-for-all death match until a certain number of remaining players existed, and there was an option of something, and in this game, it was not looking well. We were being surrounded, but there was a person there, and it was Jerem from the one shot. This paladin, large minotaur that was very protective of me the entire game, and was the person I followed from the very beginning. And they took the option where they became feeble-minded, but it allowed me to survive through that round. And I do not think in combat I would have been able to survive, and I would have died. And so to take this long-term sacrifice to guarantee someone else's safety is something that is so out of Gwyn's arsenal that is the bravest thing anyone can do.
You almost as this memory seeps back into you, you're in these games once more. You don't feel the panic, the concern, the stress that you had in that moment, almost like you were a spectator watching this happen. You see yourself small, scared, with these larger companions protecting you. By this point, it may have only been Jerem left to defend you. As threats were closing in, this mighty paladin, someone you'd seen heal, fight, defend, persuade, fairly able to do a lot of things, and a thought had probably occurred to you a number of times that Jerem doesn't need you, but you needed him, and he never seemed to care about that. And even in this moment, his this choice that he made to defend you, this choice to sacrifice in the name of bravery, standing up for someone smaller than him. You can probably still remember the flame crest on his armor, the shield that he carried, the sword by his side, this paladin of flame and just honor. And in this figure, you almost imagine in your mind, and you can like stand up a little taller, almost the way that Jiram did, and like lift your head high the way he did before he was feeble-minded. This like bit of horn that Gwyn kind of carries with her or with him. This last sort of token of this ally, as you kind of find yourself in this inky space. That last little piece of Jiram you have feels warmer and closer to you in this. Go ahead and give me whatever skill comes to mind to Gwyn in this inspiration as a way to sort of navigate your way out of this.
I feel like persuasion. I don't know. I just feel like they live in like such a positive of it.
Absolutely.
That'd be 23.
Nice. This persuasive ability, this thing, perhaps that maybe Jiram had to use on you to convince you to let him make this choice, or whether he was convincing himself to do it, or this just ability with words that you have always understood and been able to use to your benefit. You, like, just by sort of uttering, almost like the intellectual side taking over, you thinking your way out of this begins to cause an ebb and flow in this magic. And as it does so, you see this mirror floating in the ether. You have found your way back to Violette's chamber. And as you step kind of back into the room, candles alight, Europa standing there, shell-shocked, just a bit. You also see like the bodies, the other two. Like Europa seems to be conscious. Trigger and Kachi almost like eyes closed in this trance. As you step through, you get the last lingering suspicion that someone was watching you. And as you step back into the House of Violets, it goes away.
Hear that.
Trigger. In this inky blackness, this swirling void, this challenge put to you to find an anchor, term you know very well from your life on the ship, something that can root a ship in place. You can drop a ship into the ocean to counterbalance the ship in a storm. These things that can make something secure. This idea of something tethering you and helping you find your bravery. Is there a place, an object, a person, a memory that comes to mind as Trigger focuses on this?
So the idea of having something to guide you comes from the idea of being lost, right? Like this, like I am currently lost in this black this ink, right? That's this thing that would pull me back, and I think Trigger thinks that he has not been lost almost ever. He almost always knows where he is, because he has a crew. He has the people who give us the heading. And I think when I as Trigger think back like all the way, like I was like, well, I had a crew, and then I have a crew now, and then I had a crew on the ship. And that same little memory that's always there at the back of his brain tangles a little bit, because it was before a crew, technically. he remembers the smell of fish, and he remembers the rocking of the small boat, and he remembers for the first time feeling kind of very lost and very scared, but it didn't last. I hear the sound of a gunshot, and I hear, juxtaposed with that, like the sound of laughter, and those sounds, like in that instant, become like my comfort. The firing of guns sounds good to me. The making people smile and laugh is good for me. So I think that idea of a gun and the idea of making people laugh are kind of those things. And so I think he thinks that's those sounds particularly together.
Yeah, like almost like as these things come into your senses, like at first, like the smell of fish, and then like the sounds of laughter, and with the smell, maybe the fish turns into like the smell of gunpowder as a gunshot goes off, and you hear people laugh, and it turns into just this general laughter, being surrounded by this crew that could share in the joy. Almost in this moment, it didn't like these people on this fishing boat shift into like this pirate crew you've sailed alongside, and even transition into sort of the ragtag group that you found yourself with now. But the laughter continues, laughing at your antics or something that you've noticed, or sailors, the fishermen kind of singing a shanty and having a laugh at each other's expense. This like idea of frivolity is kind of this idea of bravery, giving you a chance to overcome your fears of being lost, not having a heading. Whenever you've gone towards the laughter, you found a family. As you realize this, think about this, go ahead and give me a skill check that you think Trigger might associate with this to navigate your way through this.
Probably insight.
Yeah. Sensing kind of like what someone would find funny, this being able to navigate the situation in a different way than say Gwen can navigate a conversation. You can sort of see what people are expecting of you, whether you're underestimated or not.
Yeah, I think I know what people feel, right? And so that's that joy. Oh, terrible! Is that in fact a natural? No, it's a 2. But that's, oh gosh, 8.
Lingering just a step too long on the laughter. You don't see the mirror just yet, but you don't feel like you are in a bad place. It doesn't like, there's not a sense of loss that kind of comes along with this, or sense of fear. It's still just almost like you're just enjoying the moment a little bit longer.
Okay.
Kachi, this thought is posed to you as you stand in this inky void. You've had dreams and communications with otherworldly beings already. What's one more? As you find this challenge posed to you, a choice, a offer to seek the bravery within. When this is posed to Kachi, what comes to mind?
Growing up in Morales, a lot of the business dealings for Kachi's family was dealt up in the treetops, more where like the Owlin would do things. But there were a few times that they would have to go on the ground level to get like more materials and whatnot that like would come into port. And for Kachi, it's like it's been so long now that he can't remember if like he was being babysat or if he like really wanted to like go with his grandmother, who was like the matriarch of the family, as she went to go make this business deal. But he just remembers like being a little owlet and like holding her hand and like being guided along this path, and just like Loxodons, other Owlin, Aarakocra, the High Elves, Wood Elves, like everyone mingling in this port town. And at one point, like getting lost and like not knowing where to go. But in the true sense of like being New York, just hearing people like, I'm moving, like I'm walking here, like chariots going by, horses, buggies, like carts of like every direction, and like just having like that overarching smell of like the sea, being like, okay, I know I need to get there. I don't know where I am though. And I think that moment of like feeling like a parental figure counting on you, and like the fact that like that you're lost, and you're so young and everything seems gigantic to you, but just needing to get where you're supposed to be going. And I think it's like for Kachi in this moment, finding his voice of like this baby. I was like, hey, I'm walking here, get out of the way. And like yelling for his grandma, and just like trying to make that. And like for him, it's looking up to her and seeing like her bravery as like she finds them, and scolding him for a bit, but all of it being out of like love, and knowing like there is bravery and confidence, and there is bravery and almost being a little intimidating, even though like you can be so much smaller than everyone around you.
You like get this feeling of almost like using your words to appear bigger than you are. Perhaps something you've learned from your family, or at least from elements of your family. This sense of connection fueling these lessons you've learned. You remember this from being this small owlet all the way up to now. As you look on at this scene, I will give me a perception check.
Okay. Five.
You in this moment, you were so kind of like shaken that really the things that like you remember, as you watch this scene play out, you remember what little Kachi saw, which was just sort of like your grandma's face, like the warm like embrace she pulled you into after she like gave you a light admonishing, but the other details you don't really pull out too much. But as almost like you like watch this hug between Kachi and his grandmother happen, this scene kind of, this memory kind of vanishes again, as you kind of, very similar to Gwyn, kind of stand a little taller. This idea of being a little bigger than you are. Go ahead and give me that skill check to navigate your way out of here.
Yeah, I think Kachi is going to rely on, especially thinking about like, this idea of like winning a battle with words, and it's like on this path of like swords, but thinking of how we kind of tricked this member of the inner force of the island. I think Kachi is going to try to go into intimidation almost.
Oh, very cool. Yeah.
And that sense of like standing, like remembering, like, oh, you're from Morales, like, like we're a kind people, but like there's like you got to force yourself, into a conversation. Damn, it's only an 8.
All right. Gwyn, outside this memory, you see almost like a wince across the brow of Kachi and Trigger as kind of like you and Europa kind of look at each other. Europa turns to you like, we're here. Are they good? What's going on?
They need to sort it out. We should observe, but you were out before you went through?
Yeah.
And you're good?
Yeah.
I knew what to expect, so I just didn't want to.
Last time I heard that voice for an extended period of time, it wasn't saying nice things. So I was a little abrasive, let's say, but I was used to look up at the stars when I was a kid, and I kind of found myself back there. So that calmed me down, and I followed them out here.
All right. Well, let's not to make, I don't know how to phrase this in a better way. Let's hold their bodies down, but like get near them. You know what I mean? Like in a good way, like in a safe way. Let's just support them.
Yeah.
And get like under.
Okay.
Hachi's smaller, probably.
Yeah. I'll just. You got this, Trigger. You got this, kid. Let's get back here, man. Bastion's cooking up something.
Hachi.
So as he dive,
like
dive back into these inky voids. Trigger, you can almost feel like almost like this encouraging force, unsure kind of where it's coming from necessarily. But I'd say about this time you also feel like a presence that seems curious about you. It doesn't feel malevolent just yet. It doesn't feel aggressive. Just seems like almost like you are walking through a forest and you see a glowing pair of eyes like far away and up in a tree. Like small, doesn't feel threatening, but you know they're there. But you also kind of feel a warmth, a comfort, and a few, like just a peak of starlight trickling through this inky blackness. Go ahead, if you'd like to roll your check once more, go ahead and roll it with a d4 of guidance from Europa. She cast it on you.
Am I allowed to make the same check? Do I have to
you can
make
make
a
the
new
same
one?
or a different one if
Sure, I'll try to. I'll perception. I'll try and see if I can't find my way out. Starlight.
Starbright.
First stat I see tonight, 24.
Oh, hell yeah. Thinking back to all those times you heard laughter, like on the fishing boat. They navigated by the stars, the pirates did the same thing, and now you're doing it too. As you, with a little bit of help from your navigator, manage to find your way out of this mirror. As you kind of step through, Gwyn, you kind of look over your shoulder as you're tending to Kachi. You see Trigger kind of like his eyes open.
Because I'm doing perception, can I try to see what's seeing me?
Yes, absolutely. You rolled fairly well. You rolled a 23. I'll let you, if you want to make...
Yeah, 24.
Oh, 24. If you want to keep that same check, go for it. If you wanted to roll again.
No, 24 sounds great. Seems great.
That is not very good. I'm not even going to look at the stat block. That's a natural 6. As you kind of look through the darkness here, looking through this space, you can sort of just make out like a furred figure looming off in the distance. With 24, you can make out like the shape of a tabaxi. And I'd say with that 24, you make out the shape of a tabaxi that looks different from Urumi, who you just met with.
Oh gosh! I know my way out, and I know I'm about to walk through. But I'm gonna call out to it. So, hey, I don't know if you're trying to hide, but I can see you.
Kachi. You feel a presence guiding you as well, a voice poking through this space that feels different from the voices you're kind of hearing in this reflected memory. I'll let Gwyn. Would you like to treat your support of Kachi as a help action, or is there something else that you'd like to do, kind of with that, to encourage Kachi?
No, that's what I had in mind.
Cool. So
No big brain for play.
Kachi, you feel this a voice almost egging you on, encouraging you, like you've chosen this right path. in seeking your bravery, and you can now roll that check with advantage if you'd like.
Cool. $15.
With a 15, you are able to, whom the DC has lowered to make it out. But you still find yourself kind of in this liminal space. Like Trigger, you feel a sense almost like as like the crowd continues to kind of shuffle and move in like this pair of like Luxodon like cross each other, and you just see the shape, like see like a figure watching you. Then someone else walks in front, and that figure is gone. It appears that someone is watching you where you are here. And Trigger, you call out to this figure, and not unlike the sounds you've just come to find bravery in, you do hear a slight just a little chuckle as a figure kind of steps a bit more forward. A slight tabaxi, fairly slender, looks very agile, tan fur kind of going up into like these black, almost like tufts on the ends of the ears. And her hand is kind of resting on this sword at her side. Not in like a I'm ready to draw it, but like my hand is here because this is a thing I always do. Well, it is been quite a long time since someone discovered my walk. And she almost like kind of like walks up and kind of like leans down, like almost like inches from your face, but it's like squinting. Like, well, there is someone here, but I can't see you. Huh.
Wait, you can't see me? I'm right in front of your face. Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Very odd.
I go to pat can I touch them?
Like almost like it's like you almost like as it's like I'm using my microphone because it's furry as well. It's like bristle like the fur kind of like on like her like back shoulder blade is like exposed. You like almost like just like touch it and she disappears. Like just like blink, gone.
I probably need to start sleeping 8 hours a night. This is wild. Okay, I'm leaving. And I step out. Oh, hey Gwen.
Hi, welcome.
Do you see the cat lady too?
No, I was.
Cat lady.
Well, I don't know. I'm not really much of a cat person. I'm more of like a
suspicion I was being watched.
Oh yeah, probably. Or it could have been something else.
Did you
like I
get
said,
her name?
No, I'm not really good with animals or like pets. Like on the ship, they let me keep like a pet clam, but that wasn't really the same. It died. Anyways, no, I tried to touch her and I went right through her and she kind of disappeared. But she said she couldn't see me, but she could like feel that I was there.
Oh, well.
She didn't look like the other cat that we met. Different cat. Not all cats look alike.
I wonder if that's Whispering Dagger. Not to make everything about me. But.
I don't know. Orange, black tufts of hair.
Trigger, you know that she didn't really have a dagger.
Oh yeah, it was like, that'd be a weird name for somebody who had a sword. So
yeah,
stupid.
she had a very long, like the blade of the sword was like a spiral, like.
Oh.
In Legend, if I were to do a history check, which I'm terrible at,
go ahead.
Do I
and give
know
me a history check with advantage, Trigger?
Because I real quick want to just check something in my. Okay, no. Okay. Not great. 11. The best I could do.
Nothing quite comes to mind, but I will. But if anyone were to sort of like, you are probably the most primed to be aware of this person. So if it's like something that you'd like to dedicate some like time to thinking about later.
Yeah, I'll ask Bask. Bask knows about stuff.
You were recently learning to like draw and stuff too, so you could always sketch it out as well.
Oh yeah, that's so cool. I wonder how Okachi's doing.
Yeah, it looks kind of messed up. Don't think he's hurt though.
Yeah, he looks like really ferrety right now.
I'm not quite following what that means, but let's you got this. Let's help the little guy.
Kachi.
It makes me nervous. He was never brave, right?
So rude.
The help that you've been getting, Kachi, seems to falter for a moment. But now, as the rest of your crew has begun to join, almost like the volume has been turned down on some of the crowd around you. By contrast, making your voice seem louder. Go ahead and give me another skill intimidation check with advantage and with a D4 from guidance now that your friends and your Rosa are helping.
All right.
We believe in you.
I feel supported, but also that I'm getting roasted so hard. That's a dirty 20.
Nice. You have succeeded. The DC that time was 18. You are managed to sort of intimidate your way into this crowd, getting elves to step aside, Luxodon to sort of balk at this very small Owlin, as they've been shocked into stepping aside. As you kind of make your way towards this mirror. Now, once again, you feel this presence behind you. This lingering moment as you're about to step through this mirror. I'll offer Kachi a choice. Would you like to try to get a glimpse of this person that's been watching you, or re-roll to remember when your grandmother found you?
I think re-roll for my grandmother.
Nice. Go ahead and give me another perception check.
Cool. Yes. Dirty 20.
Very nice. When you and your grandmother came to the port to gather supplies, your grandma had like a cart to help get it through there, to get it back, like through the woods to Morales, and she had one of the new normal like arms that your family would carry around, these arbor forged blades that you were fairly well known for. And when she found you later, it was gone.
Grandma, where'd your sword go?
It was someone else needed it more than me.
But who? We were at the dock.
You meet a lot of interesting people at the dock, Kachi.
I'll tell you, I was so scared. I was over there and you were over there, and I was like, who are all these people? And I had no idea, but then I told them, I was like,
you don't let them push you around.
Here. No, I didn't. I said, no way, Jose.
Not a hootsie,
and
not
I
a
got out of
hootsie.
there.
And your grandmother kind of puts an arm on your back and like walks you through the crowd, and you step through the mirror into this room with your crew gathered around you, having helped you find your way. The party, whom is now level 5, though we mechanically have done it already. The Witch's Walk is that much closer to being complete. There appear to be 2 spaces missing from the mirror on this wall, and we'll take a little bit of a break right there.
Nice.
Matt Williams, I swear, if my grandmother is